Alright. So, hey everyone, this is GeoWill from Productions², and tonight, well, this morning, however you want to put it, I want to talk about and show you this game I've been working on for quite a while. It's an RPG Maker game. I actually started it back in 2000, RPG Maker 2000, then moved over to XP, and now I've moved over to MV. So it's been an interesting couple of weeks getting this back up to where it should be. It's only like I've only gotten like the most basic stuff done on it. Let's see. I just barely have gotten back up to where I was in terms of having it, the completion of it. Tonight. Let's make sure all of the okay. So yeah, we need a few last minute things to add in before we start here, because if we don't, it's gonna be a pain in the arse. New player transfer player to mountain path. Should have checked this beforehand, but I didn't. Oh wait, crap! This is gonna cancel. Says blah. Same as character and player touch. Oh, it happens automatically. And actually delete that. And I can just modify this as needed. Alright. So, for those of you who don't know what what's RPG Maker is, it is it's kind of it's like a very easy to get into, very easy to deal with development tool for RPGs or whatever else you can make with it. Of course, to make things that aren't RPGs, you have to have a lot of programming knowledge to, essentially override the existing functionality and put in your own. But I think it's been done at least twice. Maybe mistaken, but I think it's been done a few times over the course of RPG Maker's life. On path. Put the returns here. Because not being able to return to the map that you need to get to complete a quest is bad. So player touch. Anyway, so that's what it is, and what you can do with it in terms of like what you can do in terms of like different things, functionality, and things that you can do. Depends on like your programming ability, but you can do pretty much anything you can think of with this thing. I do have a few gripes with MV. You can go read my review on Steam for it. It's still a pretty awesome program. It's just there's some really just ridiculous things that have happened with it compared to, say, oh, I hit test, didn't I? What did I hit? I didn't hit test. Wait, what was that? That was interesting. Failed to execute. Really? What is going on? Draw encounter. Oh, because it's not loading up stuff correctly. That's why. Oh, it said copy as HTML or something, I think. So, clear your planes. This is the third one. This is kind of annoying because when you're putting in these things, you have to do it so it's one cell in front of the one that you're sending back to the place, so you don't end up in an infinite loop of teleporting insanity. Those are fun to have happen. No, not really. Yeah, so I mean, it's like all kinds of things you can do with this. I've got a couple I guess we'll go over the plugins and things I'm using before we start here. So let me check. I want to check the last ones of these to make sure that things are correct. So, do we have a teleport here? No, we do not, because I'm a arse, apparently. I'm gonna check any of this crap before we started. Oops, nope. Don't want to put it there. Want to put it there. Now, I do believe I have one here. Ha! I don't. Okay, so how many am I going to have to add? I was already certain I had one there, so all the other ones I'm certain about, I'm probably certain aren't not there now, if I can talk. Aren't not is not over. Aren't not. Not. I don't know what I just said. I said something crazy, but can't remember what. Okay, so that's done. This one is there. This one's not here either. Damn. I don't know. For some reason, sometimes whenever I change things with a map, sometimes these either they vanish or they don't get saved properly, or I never had them in there to begin with. I'm not entirely certain, but I am certain that. Oh, this should be interesting. I need to change that map first. I thought I changed it. Oh, that's right. I remember now. I did put this stuff in before, then it crashed, and I hadn't saved anything because I was doing lots of changes to the database, and I guess it decided to go bye-bye. I'm gonna crash, and it crashed. Lost all that stuff, and was very interesting. Now we're on inventing. To make this easier, I'm just gonna tile over this with ground. And no, this is not some weird tile set that they give you. This is one I made myself to try and bring in stuff from RMXP. Because... crap, I need to redo that one. Because of one of the things in my review, which is that they don't give you jack crap as far as tile sets go. In XP, they give you 50 tile sets. A tile set is basically just like a image file that has that's made of tiles that you use to create the map with. And in XP they give you like 50 or 56 or something, and in MV they give you literally like 5 or something. It's sick how few tile sets they give you. I especially believe that they did that because they wanted to try and suck as much money out of this thing with DLC, which is seeming to be happening. Alright, good. There's 3 cells there, so we can do something like put these in. Even though I don't want to really do it that way yet, but that's fine. I put in this little thing here to tell you there's an exit. And then we need to put the event in. So, new transfer player to... one, okay. You know, I hope we can even walk on that. Because I turned that as a... I think I made that tile unwalkable. Crap. Where are we? Floor 1. It's really quick. I'm gonna load up starting position here. Check the stream real quick, make sure we're still going. Yeah, okay. New game. Ah, damn you. Damn you to hell. Oh wow, this isn't even here either. What the hell? Okay, it is there, but it's not there. You know, I've had this problem with these tile sets. I've had it with the regular tile sets too, where stuff on D and C, D, or whatever doesn't actually get displayed properly. It's just really weird, and this is a good example of it here. There's supposed to be a stairway here, and there obviously is because I can go up and down it, but but it isn't there. It's a phantom stairway. It's something with it's a bug in MV, I think, because it happens on other things too. Like for example, well, I'll show you when we get to that point. But yeah, so I gotta fix this, or better yet, we could just do this. Bollocks! I need to tile these over first with something else, so I can then put this here, put this here. Then I need to redo this over here, redo this down here, this up here, whoops, this one. Now, if we start it, I should be able to walk over to that thing. I didn't think about that till just now. So, a lot of things that are in this area of the game are things that were in XP, RMXP that I have brought over. Okay, I didn't set up the thing there, and this isn't here either, even though it's supposed to be. It seems everything on D just doesn't show at all. It's really pissing me off because I have no clue why. This is supposed to be there, it doesn't show up. I'll have to look online and see if there's somebody that has any kind of fix for it or something, but it's just ridiculous that it doesn't work. Anyway, so that's working now. We just need to... Jesus Christ. What did I just do? I tiled over it so it was in inventing mode. Okay. New, transfer player to location. Which means this probably won't show in game either. Damn. I'm gonna go check. This is gonna be a very interesting play test if it doesn't show. Ah, this shows. So this shows, but the other stuff doesn't. Okay, I'm not gonna show you any of that. What the hell's going on with this now? This has got the wrong sprite. Okay, that's the right sprite. That's the right sprite. At least I think it is, but this one's not the right one. Might be something in the inventing. So these chests here are from RMXP. The yellow one and the green one are actually recolors I just did tonight. Green one's up here. This is an auto tile set from animated tile set from XP that I brought over. Had fun trying to get that over. I actually had to basically create the basic pattern that you need for ARM. And what the hell? All this stuff is not here. Wow. There is a lot of just failure going on here. Okay, this stuff is failure on my part. So I need to hell. What I need to do is I need to just create a new tab on each of these. Well, I need to copy this, paste it, and then I need to redo this one to be oh, never mind. That's the problem. I don't know why. This thing keeps on putting things below character, which means that it never loads. The character will never see it at that point. Same as character, same as character. But then these are copies of that one, and yet it's all below character. Kind of showing you some of this. And that one's correct. This one's not. What the hell? This is weird. And yet this one wasn't showing though. That's the thing. I think it's because this one's showing because it's player touch, same as characters. These ones are parallel. So I think we have to create a copy. I have to take this crap out of here. And we have to turn this off. And then I have to make this be just player touch or something. I wonder if I can carry this event page over. Yes, I can, but then it's backwards. Ah, the joys of this thing. Oh, yeah, it just puts it after, so delete, delete. Copy, paste. These are from XP2 as well. Get to see me do some fixing in real time. And this is the kind of stuff that's just weird about. Let me check this too. This is... Oh. I didn't put the self switch on. That's why. So this is like really... This is one of the annoying things about events. any tab, the last tab that you have in the list of tabs, which you can have a whole bunch of them, will be the one that'll be executed unless there are conditions and things set. So, for example, this is what's supposed to show, but since this condition wasn't turned on, this was showing because this is the last tab, and so it takes priority over the other tabs. It's just kind of really annoying. And this whole priority thing and trigger thing is ridiculous. Because it's just, there's so many combinations that don't actually work correctly. I just undid the wrong thing. I'm going to undo this one. And then set this to player touch, because that'll make it start up automatically. This should be auto run, not parallel. I don't think parallel actually works. Well, actually, parallel runs in the background, I think. Auto run will run immediately after the conditions are true. So we want actually auto run with these. That might also be why these actually weren't there. They might have destroyed themselves for some reason. And there's just so many reasons why they could have failed. To show up correctly. Player touch. Okay, copy, paste, clear. No. I knew that's what was going to happen, and I did it anyway, because reasons. So, same as character and player touch, and this one should be same as character. Now I got to change both of them, damn. Auto run. Turn this off. Crap, was that? I haven't turned that off. Jeez. Okay, we gotta fix this too. Well, maybe by Christmas we will get to the actual gameplay. The way this is going. Alright, so now I gotta do this with everything. This one's same as character at least. And then this one gotta switch to auto run. And this one's below characters. I have no clue why. These were just copied from each of the from each one to the next. The thing shouldn't have reset that setting. It should have kept the setting of the previous thing, but didn't. It's just some of the weirdness you have to deal with this game. Well, with this thing. This program. It's not really a game. Paste. Right, do that. Do this. Delete. Same as and player touch. Same as and auto run on that condition. Alright, 3 bloody more to go. But I have to tell you, the recoloring and fixing things to actually work in here tile-wise is ridiculous, because in XP, you have what are called tile sets have a tile size. So there's a tile size for each one of these. Well, I think 2000. Well, maybe 2000 was different. I'm not exactly sure, because I didn't bring anything over from 2002 at the XP version of the game. I just recreated the game in XP. But in XP, the tile set size is 32 by 32, and in MV, it's 48 by 48. So you actually have to go and load the tile sets from XP into Photoshop or something, resize them, then downsize them a bit to get to the proper tile size, and then you have to go through and reposition them so that they're properly laid out in a tile set sheet or a character sheet or whatever to make them show up properly in the game. This is the first one, so player touch, and same as character, auto. So yeah, I mean, it took me an hour and a half to bring in these characters here from XP. Mainly because reason for that is because these are actually characters that have been had the hue modified. So in XP you have like a hue modifier. Actually, I can just show you because I have that open too. So in XP, like when you open up a character thing here, a sprite, you can change the hue of it with this slider down here. Now in MV you have one of these for battlers like you do on this one. Battler is an enemy image that shows during battle. So like this is a battler here. I go to enemies. So you have this here on battlers too, but you don't have this in MV for sprites, which is effing annoying because anytime I have a custom sprite over here, I have to go in to this, well, the other one. I have to go into close, go into this, open this up, and I have to take a screenshot of this, edit out this row here because MV only has 3 rows, 3 columns of sprites, and then edit out all this white space, increase the size by 200, reduce it by, do some filters, reduce it by 50%, by 200%, then reduce it by 50%, and then take the 50% reduction and put it into a tile sheet, sprite sheet for MV, rearrange and resize if necessary, all the stuff, and then it's ready to use. It's just an aggravating process that shouldn't be so hard. Crap. Okay, there. One thing MV has over XP is that it's built on, they actually rebuilt the entire engine on JavaScript, so it's much easier to manipulate now. XP and Ace, VX and VX Ace all use Ruby, which it's not a bad language, but the way that people write it, a lot of the times with these with these scripts for these, is just ridiculous because they don't follow indentation practices at all, so it makes it really hard to read. And in fact, even the base coding for the game doesn't follow indentation rules. So it's like trying to read. It's like pulling teeth. Sometimes JavaScript's a lot easier to deal with. I'm gonna do player touch. It's like, what am I supposed to do here? Player touch. Auto run apply. I think there's one left. Okay, so copy. And then I need to check some other things to make sure that they are properly set up too. I have no clue. We're just gonna have to make do with this because it's ridiculous. These should be all Sims character action button. Yeah. And Sims character player touch, good. So this is going to 3.5a. And do we have a one back? We do. Good. Where is that going to? For F2 for... Okay, that's right. Back over here. Okay, this one doesn't... It's there, but we didn't do I didn't do the transfer yet. So that goes to 4. Well, that event shouldn't be there when we come back, so that should be fine. And that's going to be same as and on touch apply. So got these two here, which are set up. Oh no, they're not because I hadn't made the map yet. I should have checked all this stuff before starting streaming. Oh, there's actually only one. So I guess it's going to go to the same place, I guess. That's the other thing. A lot of these much of the tile set here, especially these things like the things that the overlays and the other objects, were made for a tile size of 32 by 32. So when you increase them to the proper size, they end up not being useful for what they were designed for. Like this is supposed to only cover one tile, and now it covers 2 because it's larger. So it's really just strange when you bring things up from XP. That's just something you have to deal with. So take a good look at this right here because you will not see any of this stuff, or probably not even these things either because the sheet isn't working properly. Tile sheet. So I guess we'll just put them both to the same place. So we can just copy this. Same as and event, no, player touch. Apply, okay. I have no clue what we're going to do for coming back, though. She'll probably have to add, yes we do. Transfer player to here. I guess we'll just put him out in front of that one. Okay. Now, let's see. These are all fine. I know they're fine. The deserts, those are fine. These are there. Desert 2, those are there. Okay. Mountain path are there. Let's see, that one's there. These are here. That one's there. That one's there. That one's there. Has a place to go to, and it's on same as character player touch. Okay, those are there, and these are there. Okay. I think we are ready to start finally. Actually, let me go ahead and let me delete my stuff out of here so I don't accidentally do something. So I had these guys set up so that I could test out one of the plugins. That's right, we're going to talk about the plugins. Make sure I don't have any more of myself anywhere here. I'll leave that one there because it could be useful. I have one here. I think that's all of them. Okay. So let's talk about the plugins I'm using. So, crap. So I'm using some random dudes. Essentially, it's a battle point system. It's a distribution point system. I've changed. I've basically taken the code and renamed all the instances of distribution points and distribute system or whatever to upgrade. Eventually, I'm gonna get around to recoding this entirely myself. I tried it once and it didn't work. You'll hear this again when I actually release the videos I've recorded on all this stuff previously. Encounter meter is something I've created myself based off of a script from XP by Make a Midget. Just displays a window that will show you how close you are to potentially running into an encounter, and it also will turn stuff on and off depending on various situations. I have a bunch of stuff from Yanfly, Message Core, Battle Engine Core. I have this for the word wrap for the quest journal. This is required for the turn order display and maybe also Victory Aftermath. Victory Aftermath is a plugin that just shows a series of windows after a battle to show you what you've gotten, as opposed to just a few lines of text showing up in the text window at the bottom of the screen like it does normally. This displays some turn order thing in the top right corner. It shows you where your characters are in terms of their turns. In this version, I have an active battle system, so it's just a battle system that you have turns that continually go, and your enemies will continually attack you until you lose or they win, even if it's your turn. Kind of like how it works with FF13, that kind of a battle system. I'm not going to be using that in this one. I'm going to be using turn-based only. Aftermath Level Up, this is an extension to this one that just has the same kind of stuff, but it'll show whenever you level up and give you more information. Quest Journal is pretty interesting. I was originally going to use Tefreak's Quest Journal script from XP and bring it over, but I decided to use this because this has got a lot more features and it's a lot more well-defined than Tefreak's. So you basically put in your quests into this thing, into these quest list items, all the information you have, what to convey to the player, and then you can use plugin commands to actually control the stuff. This you have to have extensions to have more than 100 quests. That's what this other one is. This gives me up to 1,000 quests. Then Party Class Changer is something I'm writing based off of a script from XP by Sephiroth Spawn. that I'm going to be using to implement a class changing system based on class level requirements. Talk more about that after we go through the playtest or on another stream or something. That's all the stuff that I'm using. And then again, I have a whole bunch of stuff that I brought over from XP, and I've managed to get into MV in terms of sprites and things like that. I won't go over everything for that, but that stuff is there. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to, go ahead and put ourselves back down here, their starting position. I'll mention whenever there may be Easter eggs and things, because there are going to be tons of them throughout this game. There are quite a few already in this first section of it. I'm not really sure how long this is going to take. I may have to break this into 2 streams because it may take a while. When I did the recording for this on XP, which doesn't have all the stuff I have on this one and doesn't require all the grinding that is required, it took me about an hour and 45 minutes to get through it. So I'll probably end up doing some of the stream now and then some of the stream tomorrow. So yeah, let's go ahead and get things started here. Yes, we want to save the changes. And again, I want to make sure it's recording this properly. Why are we in the yellow? It says stream yellow live. I wonder if that's because the stream help. Oh, okay, yeah. Video output low. Oh, it's that way because that's the setting I had. Stupid YouTube. I think it was showing it though. Pretty sure it was. Check again. I can never tell with OBS. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, okay, good. Alright, so let's start new game. So there's no intro or anything yet, it's just we're starting out here in the plains. So this is our character here. This is a custom character actually I made with the standard generator by... I can't remember his name right now, but it's basically a better version of the generator that comes with MV. Let's see, I'm going to talk to this guy. So these guys are basically just peons, they don't tell you anything. I thought I'd just have them not say anything by using dots though. This guy's the main guy. So as you can see, we got stuff going on here. This you can just do this because of it's built in. This though is part of the, I'm pretty sure, it's part of the Yanfly message system. Anyway, so you're gonna see the first feature of the encounter window here when we go past this. So one thing I wanted to do in this game was to kind of give the player a sense of there being like safe areas on the map from enemy encounters. So let's let you see what this says. Because once we step over onto this tile and beyond, we're going to start having encounters, and the encounter window is going to show up here. So if we go back over here, we now don't have any encounters. This is because I'm using the region system to set up enemy encounters. So there are regions in this map where there aren't any encounters. It was a real pain to try and get this to work based on that. But we did eventually. So it's basically to set up, like, after this point, the kingdom doesn't really give a crap of what's going on, so things are really in disrepair. These barriers are down, and the knights aren't around to kind of protect you so that you can have encounters from stuff flying in or coming through the fences and whatnot. Alright, so here's our thing up here from the Yanfly, the battle turn gauge. Hopefully I don't get killed right away by these guys. Alright, actually, they're still pretty strong for fighting at level 1. I actually like using the enter key to do stuff, so I like to choose fight, and then whatever your mouse is hovering over, it'll actually attack it when you hit enter to attack. So kind of use both of the input methods to make things go a little faster. Damn. Keep this in this game. That's what I mean by it's a little bit difficult. So one thing I tried to do when I was remaking this is to make the maps a lot smaller than I have them in XP. So all the maps are a little bit smaller, well actually a lot smaller in some cases, most cases. So we got 3 levels here. This is the after battle, victory aftermath level up thing. So level 3 shows us where our stats are going to. And then we have the battle spoils. Now there's another window that should come up at some point, or something that should come up here that'll tell you when you get points to use in the upgrade system through this. It doesn't right now because I haven't linked the after victory level up, aftermath level up script to the upgrade script yet. That will be happening eventually. So go ahead and use some points here. I want to increase his defensive and attack power. Alright, I can use one more, can't I? No, I don't have any points. It's just the cost. Alright. So now his attack power, both his attack power and defense will be upgraded permanently. I also want to save just in case I'm dying here. Got a sign here. So Clary to the west, Empire north, Ellendon to the southeast, and east is the Feld Desert. Come this way. You can actually cut across through the fence to get over faster. And now we're in a safe zone. Actually, let's go down here. There's a guy down here we can get some money from. Let's listen to his, I'll read his story here. Actually make a little more sense than it did previously. Previously, the fish exited the pond by flying and flew away. And that was the explanation for the Mortenor fish. This is a little bit more sane, I guess. Randomly gives you 1,000 gold because why not? I have to say though, I like the tile sets in MV a little bit better, the ones they do have, because they meld together a bit better. Like XP didn't have like this bull rush kind of stuff here, so it didn't look quite like a pond, but that looks a little more better. So I got some knights here we'll talk to. And this is kind of, again, it's a bit more reinforcement of the fact that in certain areas where there are knights standing around, they'll be protecting the area from enemies, so you won't have any enemy encounters in those areas. So, into Claria we go. So, this will be our first Easter egg here. We'll come back and talk to this guy again later on. So there'll be a little change in the dialogue when we pick up our first party member. This also kind of gives you an idea of the, what this kingdom that you're in is like. They have forced conscription. Also, pay attention. The name is the names here are the Easter egg here. Alright. So, there's supposed to be a quest that you get, an original quest. I don't know, let me see, is it actually added or not? Yeah, it did. So, we had this quest called Return Home. Okay, cool, that does work. Nice. So there's supposed to be like an intro kind of cinematic, well, not cinematic, but intro kind of event thing that happens. Then you're supposed to cut to Felto out doing something in the fields, not where we start at, but somewhere else near that area. And then you get this quest as a result of the stuff he says to himself, just to come back to Claria to go home and have lunch. And then once you do that and come back out, someone's supposed to come up to you and tell you that this other guy is looking for you, and that starts you off on the rest of the quests that take you into the main story. So this is the quest window system here. So you got the basic stuff. It still doesn't say recommended level. I'm not sure what I have to change to make this change. I'll look at the code somewhere. It's supposed to say recommended level, not level. So you have these different categories. You have main quests, side quests. Sub-quests should be here too. I haven't checked that yet. I probably should have. And then there's also something else I forget what it's called. Tutorial quests, I think. And then they all fall underneath either all quests or one of these, depending on if you're currently undertaking them. If you completed them or failed them, and then everything will show up underneath all quests. So that's that system there. So we're just going to go ahead and talk to everybody first. And then we'll talk to that guy there. A little laggy. Interesting. So you're going to start seeing a kind of a theme in the dialogue of what these characters are saying that will directly tie into the story, so I'm not going to mention anything more about it. But it kind of gives you hints that something's not quite right. Not all these houses you can go into yet. In fact, the only house you can go into that's not a business, not a shop, is the one related to a quest. Oh, and I guess this one in the end you can go into too. Those are, again, shops or special things. There's our first party member. Can't get him just yet though. We have to actually take on the next quest first, and then talk to Polonish again. So it is possible for you to go on this next quest without actually completing, actually getting your second party member, which I would not recommend, but you can. So this is the guy we're going to talk to here. Marlowe. It's the second Easter egg. And now get a long spiel about him. It's basically background expositional stuff to here we go. So you see what I mean by these things not working properly? These are in tile set D or C of this tile set, and these are also in C. However, when you put something above the other thing, it's supposed to show up above it, and I'll show what I mean, because I have these same statues a little bit lower and they're actually showing correctly. But so he's talking about how he lost his mother's necklace, and he's tried to find it over the years, but hasn't been able to, and he wants you to go look for it. It's the gist of the text here. So you can say no, and then you can actually then come back later on, and you can say no again. And you can come back later on and say no again. This time we're going to say yes. So I'll give you some gold. And we have gotten a quest. Cue interesting music. So now if we go look at our quest, we'll have two quests. So I have Marlowe's Heirloom. So level 10 from Marlowe, Claria, description, and our objectives. Look at the Blood Ruby necklace, which is in the Fell Desert. So next, though, we're going to go up here and talk to Polonish, and by doing so, we will be able to recruit Kyrith as our first party member. talk to him again. He'll say something different. Let's say that until you get Kyrith into your party, though. So I'll go recruit him. You can also turn him down and then recruit him again. Try to recruit him later. Almost everything has like a positive and a negative kind of thing where you can say yes or no. There's only one instance where saying no locks you out of some information, and that's later on during the quest after this one. The main quest after this one. So, will we be finding expensive treasures, fighting strong monsters, and saving princesses? So you can say no. He says, oh, that's really boring. And just tells you to screw up or something. Now we're going to say yes, though, to bring him into our party. And so now he's in our party. So now if you go talk to Polinish again, he'll say something different. So, every character starts off as a novice, and then you gain levels and are able to change to different classes based on your levels with other classes. So for novice, the required level for a novice to change to any class, any next tier class, is 10. But the system's not implemented yet, so can't do it. Which is fine. So, we go to talk to this guard over here now. That I mentioned before, we're going to talk to later. You will now have a little bit of extra dialogue and some other stuff will happen. So that's the normal stuff. And then now the extra. Since we have Kyrith in our party now, this will show up and then Kyrith will respond with some smart-ass thing. Alright, so let's go. And yes, the thing did show there for a bit. It's a bug that I haven't been able to figure out how to fix yet. So, one of the main things here is that there's going to be a lot of grinding that needed to get to level 10. I should have stayed at the end. Oh well. Actually, no, it won't. So I need to go pick up some items too. Let's go But I added in a quest to kind of help with that. The leveling, and it's a hunting quest to hunt basilisks in the Fell Desert. 25 of them to be exact. And by the time you're finished with that, you should be pretty close to level 10. Alright, we're gonna go back over here and... I didn't show you those things yet. So here, these are the exact same statues as up here from the exact same section of the tile sheet. The only difference is that they're over here in the front of this and not behind this like this is. And for whatever reason, the game doesn't want to process it correctly. It's a bug with the auto layering system. I'm willing to bet it's been there forever. So the bar. If you try to go up to the bar, you'll get yelled at by Gregory. So we're going to stay at the end to heal up. This NPC doesn't say anything right now. Most of the NPCs you're going to see are things that I made in the generator. So they're custom NPCs from the generator. Not this one, not some of the other ones, but a lot of the shop owners and other random NPCs wandering around. We won't be able to get anything good at the armor shop because it's filled with lots of crap right now. So I haven't changed the stuff that I'll get. So I want to buy some potions. Would be good to buy a tonic. That's really expensive, and probably some antidotes wouldn't go wrong either. Oh wow, I haven't added the cost for antidotes yet. Nice. Maybe a high potion. Alright, now we're ready to go. course, if we talk to Morlobo right now, he'll tell us go find it, the item in woods. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. I mean, how much you have to kind of account for in doing something like this. I mean, you have to account for... And you have to make the game interesting, so you have to make the dialogue interesting, so you have to make the dialogue change every so often. And you have to set up the conditions, the requirements and conditions for that to happen, and then that requires other things for you to do, like setting up switches and things, and determining what the text should be, or if it's just some random text, how to handle quests, acquisitions. You know, you want to have quests, be able to deny taking the quest and have it either be able to be taken later or have it actually never not being locked off forever if you deny to take it the first time. Eventually here we'll start getting some skills. So I thought we were supposed to be able to see like you're getting skills from the thing. Maybe it's an option I have to turn on. It's not supposed to show skills that you get. Okay, we're not. Crap. I want to continue fighting every until we're level 5. I think that's about what we need to be before we can fight Maskalists without getting totally on. Alright, screw this ghost. And obviously I still need to do balancing in terms of leveling and things like that. That'll be later for once we actually in the game now. Because by then I'll know exactly what classes and things I'll have, because I'm actually going to have even more classes on it now. As I've made the current interim kind of tree of classes. So let's see for these skills. We should have some skills. Dual attack. Yeah, it didn't show these getting unlocked, which is interesting. So dual attack basically allows you to attack twice. There are other such attacks as triple attack and double attack. Those, though, actually do... That's a critical miss. Do random attacks to... do 3 and 2 attacks effectively to random number of enemies. It could be the same enemy more than once. So it just hits enemies 3 times. You can't really direct where it's going. Also, you do some balancing on the upgrade system. The cost becomes... it goes up too fast, the cost is. So by the time you get to where you have more points coming in, it costs twice what normally would cost. So you end up only being able to really upgrade a little bit per level, and it happens that way all the way through. So what happens is that every 5 levels you get another upgrade point per level. So I'll start getting 2 upgrade points now, now that health is level 5. However, the cost goes up to 2, so it's not really that much of a net gain. And it just goes like that because of how I have it set up in the database, right? Well, the script right now. Okay, Kyrith is 5. Should be good. Let's go ahead and take on this quest. Talk to this guy. I doesn't have any dialogue. Okay. So, if you look at this quest, it's a little bit different in that I'm using a variable to update the number of kills you've actually done. Okay, cool, side quest. Actually worked. Basilisk. So, upgrade the guard force to maintain confidence with Basilisk, blah blah blah, component 5 of them. Ongoing, killed 0 out of 25. I thought I took ongoing out. Okay, I gotta check this out. Save. I'm gonna close this real quick. So it should not have ongoing. Unless it didn't update that quest. Oh, I didn't. Okay, that's why. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it there for next. That's gonna be really complicated to try and fix. So I'll have to go do stuff. So, screw that for now. We shall deal with that later. Alright, into the Fell Desert. So down here is an interesting NPC that is made to kind of help deal with some of the insanity as far as the difficulty of the Sahagins and Basilisks. It's it was in the XP version of the game. There's also a merchant down there. It's not in there this time because it doesn't make sense to put them down there. In terms of because there's no guards to protect from enemies down here, so you wouldn't be down here. But the NPC made the water sprite manufacturing. And again, it's kind of pay attention to the dialogue when we get back to it because it kind of gives you another idea. Like something's just not right. So, crap. So what this NPC does is it takes MP from the leader character, in this case Alpha, who's in the position 1 in the party. And then, in exchange for that, heals the entire party's health to full. So it's actually a good thing to have here for the fact that there's no lots of grinding and walking all the way back to Claria and back here takes a lot of time. Okay, here we go. They're over here. I didn't notice it before. They do show up, but they're over here in this corner. And it might not show up if you go flying past the level like we did too. That might also be the case where we get multiple levels and it won't show what we get. It should though. I might have just not noticed it before. So about the level up. So we gotta talk to this NPC. Again, just pay attention to this thing here. It's a little more expositional stuff to kind of give you a little foreshadowing of maybe what's going to be the focus of the game. So if we talk to him, talk to the thing and say yes, it'll heal us and take some MP. But at the same time, if we don't have enough MP, it'll tell us that you don't have enough. Currently, it'll take it even if you take MP from me, even if you're at full health. I'm trying to figure out a way to fix that, but I haven't found a way to do it yet that works. But once you don't have an AMP, it won't take it from me because it'll say that if I do, basically it'll kill you or something. So, here's double attack, we'll use that now. So it hits random number of enemies twice. Actually, it may not be quite as long on the grinding because I did increase the experience gain quite a bit from these enemies, just to make it a bit, a little more balanced. So I literally spent like an hour and a half grinding while testing this part of the game, so it shouldn't take that long this time. They have to be pretty high level to fight the bosses here. So the main goal of this game is to make the game a little challenging. So we get a lot of experience from enemies, regular ones, but the bosses are going to be pretty difficult. They'll have a ton of HP, a ton of attack power, a ton of defense. So your only hope is really to just do a lot of leveling up. I really want to get one more level before we go to the next area because the Sahagins are really difficult. You can run some basilisks, it'll help, but you don't really run into too many of them down here. The encounter rate with them is kind of low. You can find a lot more of them up in the next section, but you also find a lot of Sahagins, which are really powerful against level 6 characters. At least a novice. But that's cool. I still need to fix bats. Bats do no damage. Well, they actually do no damage anyway. There's no real way to deal with it, I don't think. Just eventually enemies won't do any damage to you because your stats are too high. Oh, we have the upper hand. Nice. Great. Guess we can go to the next area and try fighting some basilisks. I haven't changed the audio, fixed the audio here. So whenever you have background music playing, if it's the exact same settings as the previous map, it'll just continue the song. Since we went from the previous map to this map, crap, 2 songs. And the settings are different on this map, it restarted the song, so I'll have to go fix it. Dual attacks. Oh, one was a critical, I don't know. Another critical, nice. That was really lucky. Ouch. Crap ton of damage. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade a bit here. So let's do next one, HP, and we'll upgrade his attack power twice. For Kyrith, we'll increase his defense and his HP. I haven't run into any basilisks yet. It's frankly kind of interesting. So let's go pick up this chest over here. And there I am. Actually, I'll take advantage of my stuff up here. This battle. Oh yeah, 3 basilisks. Perfect. Not really. So basilisks have a chance to poison you with their attacks, and they also have a skill called Venom Fang, which has a greater chance to poison you. They are weaker than Sahagins, so. At least they have less HP. I think they have the same attack power. Or at least near it. So after this battle, if I go check my quest, I'll have 3 kills tallied up on it. On the hunting quest. Triple attack. Good. Quests. So we've killed 3 out of 25 so far. And our reward is level up potion. It's meant for the boss fight, but it also is useful for leveling while playtesting, so I'll have to keep going back down to the spring to heal up. And as a matter of fact, you can't do that indefinitely, because once you run out of MP, you have to switch your leader. And once that guy runs out of MP, then you're screwed, because then you can't heal at all. So you have to bring some ethers. Well, tons, actually. No, yeah, ethers. Alright, Kyrie's is level 7. Actually, level 8, not 7. I think we'll try at level 9 to fight these guys. See how difficult they are. I haven't actually done any testing on the actual difficulty level of these guys. These bosses. Nice. 2 triple advance tickets. So one more battle should do. Oh, another one of these guys. These groups. These Sahagins themselves totally owning me though. And the bosses are like way more powerful than these guys. So I'll probably end up getting murdered. Hopefully I fixed this. I can't remember if I fixed this one issue or not. When you go over to that chest up there to start the boss fight, due to how I set up the venting, actually sometimes it used to get you stuck at facing in a northward position as a character. Turn on the I turn on a option to force the direction that you're facing. You have to stay that way, so when you're moving backward or stepping backwards instead of turning around and walking backward. Gives it a little more realism in terms of what happens. So I forgot to turn it off at some point earlier in an early version of the game, so afterward you'd be walking around always facing north. It's kind of really annoying. Alright, let's go see what happens. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get murdered like hell, but can somehow make it through. So you just got to try to open the chest and stuff happens. So you see these things here? These are errors from the sprites not being properly sized, so every once in a while when they hit a certain animation point, it shows part of some pixels from another frame of the character sheet. These are actually recolors that I've done. Or no, these aren't recolors, these are, yeah, they're recolors that I've done that I need to fix. So this was like that every day, I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe I need to fix it. We're so gonna get rid of it. Let's try to take out Liquid. He's no stronger than that. And those sounds are hearing them using spells. This doesn't show the actual effects for some reason. We got some items, let's go ahead and use them. Oh wow, it actually doesn't wrap the text around the descriptions. I did not know. Crap, change the height. And he's dead. I knew we were gonna get murdered. So I think what we'll do is I'll just modify the XP amounts a little bit here. Let's see. Basilisk. By a little bit I mean a whole freaking lot. And we do run into ghosts up there still, so... Alright, this up a bit in terms of getting to the... Getting to level 10 without... or getting to level 10 or above without actually super leveling us. Alright. Time for some more random encounters. Probably go till 2:30, 2:15 with the string and stop, and then we'll do the rest tomorrow. Actually got a late start because of having to fix some other stuff. Fix some stuff before I started streaming. And then once we started streaming, we had a huge pile of problems to do. Because I had accidentally saved a old version of a tile set, one of the cave tile sets that was used to make this map over here. Saved an old version of it, so it screwed everything up. I had to re-save over that version with the correct one, make the changes I made to the old one to the new one, or the correct one, then fix the stuff that screwed up in the maps. To get into the Tusahagan group should be pretty amazing the experience we'll get. Like about 700 or 800 or so. Basilisks. Okay, 520. Not as much as I thought. Well, actually, those were 2 basilisks. Never mind. Now we got 3 of them. Let's do triple attacks. This is what's going on. I don't know why there's this thing here for either. I think it just signifies the end of the turn for everybody or something. Something I can make sense out of it. Make sense out of it. So how many kills have we gotten so far? 14. 11 more to go. Right now it's only hunting quests there as well. We're putting in more. Yes, here we go. This should give us some crazy Buko experience. Maybe I'll listen to yeah, 825. Another 2 of those and we'll get to level 11. Or not level 10. Or are we level 10? I don't know. Oh, there we go, another one. Let's see if we can do just as badly as the last time. I haven't done any playtesting for the bosses in Fire, which is the area, this area. So I have no freaking what part those are going to be. There's also no actual battles in there. No random battles, so yeah, there will be eventually. Okay, more basilisks. Yeah. Alright, let's kill these snakes. Okay, but we're level 10, so I got... Nice, so Deep Cut, I believe, is a skill I can inflict bleeding. I don't know why it's available for. Need to fix that. And all the descriptions are bad, because they all run over. Damn. Let's see, upgrade time. Just gonna load it all into friggin' defense because that's where it needs to go. Well, yes, and magic defense kind of also. Let's see if we can get one more level. try and have near 1,000 HP. Oh, cool. That works. It's like 28 damage from bleeding. So we need 2160, 2410. So if we get 825 experience from one battle against 2 Sahagins and the Ghost, that would be 2 of them plus one of the 3 vassal souls. Ah, great, not so good. Poison. Good thing they have our free antidotes. That was a preemptive strike too. Oh wow, critical. That would have killed him if I hadn't screwed him. Ah, maybe it is. Oh yeah, we just need one more of those already ready to level up. Nice. Cool. Increasing the XP did help a bit. It's a little too easy now though. So I want there to be a little bit of a grind. I mean, not Dark Souls level kind of grinding, and soul destroying grinding that you find in MMOs, but you know, at least 30 minutes of grinding. Which is about what we've done now. There'll also probably be confident items to make leveling a little bit faster. It'll increase the experience you get somehow. But I think there's some parameter in order that lets you to do that somewhere. If not, then I could always make some way of making it work. Plug it Alright, level 12. Let's go talk to me and get healed up here. And then we'll save. We'll try this again. If we still get wrecked, then I'll just stop recording and we'll try and beat him again tomorrow. After doing a bit of off-stream grinding. Yeah, we did way more damage to those guys this time. It's gonna make this a little bit easier now. Especially when you get Reflect Finisher. We'll see, this guy has high evasion, so I'm gonna actually be able to hit him out. Now that we're gonna get some damage. Roll attack. Oh, cool. So yeah, we got 6,000 experience from them. Which is good for about 1 level at this level. So we'll look again, and it says there's nothing left. So if we look at our quest now, it should have updated. Hopefully. I haven't checked all of the quests, but I assumed if it was working on one quest, it would work on the other ones. Alright, so completed. So next, return the necklace to Morley. So good, it's working. Where are we on this? 2 more than we went. Nice. Recovery here. Might even be able to, yes, we can pick up some extra gold on the way out. Very nice. Like I said, by the time you're ready to fight, works out pretty well. And there we go. It's not supposed to say it again. Fix that. So those are actually pretty easy to do. All you have to do is create a variable to store the value of the number of kills, then increment the variable every time you kill one of those guys by using a troop event on that particular enemy when their HP is 0. Basically, once you kill them, you increment it by 1 and then do other stuff with it. In this case, displaying a message when you reach the required amount to complete the quest. Though it's supposed to then set a variable to complete, or switch to complete, switch on that basically means the quest has been completed and it's not supposed to show it anymore. So apparently that's not working. Or I don't have the proper conditions in there, so it won't happen all the time. Either way, simple fix. So let's talk to our guy here. Eventually I'll have stuff that I'll say like when you get, have a thing whenever you get items, so we'll do a convince you to play the quest, it'll be easier to play. So we have our first completed quest. Okay, that didn't complete, so that should have completed but didn't. But we got our reward. The other reward didn't show up though, maybe it's not in there yet. Actually, I think he doesn't give you this. He just gives you the gold. Yeah, so it's actually, you need to add the other thing in there. The level potion in there. And add the reward and the money. Probably just do triple attacks and take them all out. It's too easy. Alright, the triples now. wonder if there's an overkill script. Be interesting. Fight. Skill. So I should be able to reach our safe zone before we get to another encounter here. Yep. So, on to the next quest. And then we'll stop after the next quest. So, go back to Morlebo. So, if we go to quest window now, we have 2 completed quests. Both objectives completed, and we've got both items reward as being claimed. And we have a new quest, talking with the past, I believe it's called. Oops. That should be southwest. I haven't fixed that yet. Objectives: read a book. So we shall go do that. So the house in question is down here at the southeast end of town. It's the only other house you can actually go into instead of building. There's a couple things you can do here. So the booking question is over here. So if you say yes, Kyrith doesn't suggest going to talk to other people, and if you say no, he does. Basically, unless you know exactly what you're supposed to do. Actually, no. You have to go talk with them, otherwise you can't continue with it. I mean, it's that you have to go talk. It's all about, again, expositional stuff. And again, it gives you more insight into the story and where the game's probably going to go. Now if you go over and talk and do that stuff again, there'll be different things. So let's go. So first, let's go talk to Morlebo since he gave us this quest. That's what I assumed the player would do, since he's the one that gave me the quest. And that's all you get out of them. So, there are other NPCs in town. So let's go ask Polinish. Maybe he knows something. And if you talk to him again, he asks how Kareth is doing. So, Father Yulin sounds like a priest. Let's head over to the church. Actually, I haven't been in the church yet, have we? It's different background music and everything. Good. There was a issue with that before we went right back into that whole spiel again. Alright, so now we know what lifeblood means, so let's go check and see if we actually know what it means. Hint. And spoilers, yes we do. This will show different stuff though. So there are some other NPCs. We already checked all of the NPCs there in the church. Let's talk with this person. Maybe she knows something. So off to the bar. Actually, we saw her earlier when I went to there for go to the inn. Talked to her and she said, "Let me drink a little piece." Now she'll have more to say. Actually, this is one of the things though. If you don't agree to buy her drinks, then you don't hear what she has to say. But you can still then continue the quest if you manage to figure out what the hell they're supposed to do. So now if we go there and go back over to one of the wine cabinets, we'll magically be able to grab one and then be able to mix it in with the water flask, and what do you know, we'll be able to go through the door. So any one of these will do, it doesn't matter which one. You're confronted with the wine cabinet. What do you do? Burn it to the ground. No. Well, you can't say leave them be. And now let's get things over with here. Here we go. Doors open. It's supposed to be different music down here, but I haven't set it up yet. So next we have a rock, and what are we supposed to do? Well, actually, first I didn't check the quest for it. It actually updated a couple times. So read the book. Read a book. Find a way to open a door, and pour mead over a rock. So we're about to complete. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Need to fix this portrait so it's transparent. Pour in an hour. Now, if you say no, you get into a loop where you have to say yes. Well, you have to say yes anyway, but you can't say no and actually not do, be able to back out of it. So you have to say yes, basically. Which is not what it's called anymore, but still haven't changed that. That should be just Crodwell, not Crodswell. Typo there. So if we check now, our other quest should be completed and we should have a brand new one. That didn't complete. Damn. Have to go through and fix some of these things. So then we have a new one, something we did. well, that's gonna be it for this stream tonight. We will do some more of this tomorrow and finish up. That's half of what I have so far. Maybe I will add some random spawns to Mount Fire in the meantime. So then we get over there, and if we have to do any grinding, I don't have to create another version of myself in the game to give me levels to be able to even scratch some of the bosses over there. But we'll see. So, thanks for taking the time to tune in. We will start next Monday re-uploading stuff again for Wrist Tier and Mountain Blade. But until then, I'll be doing some more streaming for this and also some more streaming for Star Ocean 3 and probably Neo and Horizon as well. But until next time,